In today's video, I'm going to be looking at ticker symbol RDDT, also known as Reddit. This stock that has been featured a number of occasions on the channel, and initially when it was trading around about $100. So it's just had earnings with a huge earnings beat and revenue up over 78%, and currently trading close to the $180 mark. For MMTLP, we're going to be looking at one of the people running for Congress and stating, would you be willing to make some payments to help him? And he will join the MMTLP fight and fight for resolution. So before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So from Peter Tuchman, we can see here, he states that $1.1 trillion was wiped off the stock market today. So we're talking about close of market on Friday. So I think at the start of the week, it was certainly bullish and the markets were doing exceptionally well. Then the news that we had was with regard to tariffs on the 1st of July. This did break, and we can see here, first of all, from a European point of view, Europe also opened sharply because obviously the tariffs news did kick in, and obviously European markets were hit, and I think one of the countries that is probably going to be hit the hardest is Canada. And we can see Trump has hiked the Canada tariff rate from 25% to 35%. So this higher rate has come in response to Canada's continued inaction and retaliation with regard to the flow of fentanyl in the United States, according to the US government. So not great news there for Canada. So let's now look ahead to the next week of earnings, which is also huge, and I think the ones that we will particularly be looking at in the Discord include Axon, MELI, Hims and Hers, Palantir, AMD, BP, Uber, Shopify, and also the Trade Desk. So a huge week there for earnings, and one of the stocks I've also covered regularly on the channel is ticker symbol GRAB, also known as Grab. So what I would like to share with you here from Fintel is a huge increase in institutional ownership, and this has gone up approximately 50% since the start of the year, from 2.2 billion shares to 3.2 billion shares. And one of the stocks that we are going to look at next is ticker symbol RDDT. So I would like to state that I have personally invested in Reddit, and I initially got into this at $104, shared live in the Discord, currently trading at $180. So let's now have a look at RDDT. Before we get started, I'd like to take 1 minute of your time to share details of the Trading Secrets Discord. This includes daily stock alerts shared in the pre-market, the weekly watches shared prior to trading on the Monday, the $1 Million Challenge, and much more. So we also have had some tremendous calls in the weekly watch list, as well as the daily stock alerts, and these include LEAES up over 152% on the week, DOMH up over 210% on the week, IGTI up over 77% on the week, and many more. We have a new channel called Top Ranked Stocks DD, and this includes PDF reports which you can download and use for research and due diligence. Obviously you can join us in live trading chat as well. We've just had a $2,000 Discord update which includes breaking news for stocks, including bio stocks, earnings, analyst ratings, Reddit news, why the stock is moving, and much more. And as well as that, you can join us in the famous $1 Million Challenge, where we look at compound return investing and 201 trades. And just a reminder of the power of compounding: if you have 1 cent, you double that for 30 days, you would have over $5 million. But we are using a strategy of just a 3.5% return. So before we look at ticker symbol RDDT, I'd like to give a quick shout out to the Discord in our Stock News and DD channel, where we've just shared 10 high quality undervalued growth stocks with some exceptional names on there. And so let's now have a look at ticker symbol RDDT. And as I stated before, this is a stock I have personally invested in at $104, and also been featuring this since 30th of May 2025, when there was a number of catalysts shared, and also as recently as 30th of June 2025, when we called it before the earnings. So we did get earnings, and we can see here breaking news shared in the Discord: Reddit surges 13% a quarter to earnings beat expectations. So let's have a quick look at a breakdown of what happened. And on we can see here July 31st 2025, the second quarter 25 results. First of all, daily active users was up 21% year on year. We're looking at over 110.4 million daily users, and this is the best best point of the earnings, and that is the revenue up a staggering 78% year on year to right now in excess of $500 million. So net income is $89 million, so I think that is exceptionally healthy, and 18% of revenue diluted with an earnings per share of 45 cents. So they also have operating cash flow of $111 million, and I think we can safely say no longer a meme stock. So let's have a look at the chart. So if we have a look at the daily chart here, we can see again there was a good chance to get this close to $100 when I also personally invested in here. We also have cash flow ramping up, 21% DAU growth, and I think the chart is certainly looking extremely bullish. So let's have a look at what the analyst is basically saying, and we can see a significant amount of upside potentially in most of the analysts who are maintaining or raising their targets for Reddit, and we can see many of the analysts are going from $180, $170 to $230, $215 and more. And what I would also like to share with you here is the latest upgrade in the analyst, and we can see there's a new price target here of $235. So this is exceptional news, and this is also something they've rated as a buy, and that was in response to the earnings. So keep an eye out on the ticker symbol RDDT, which I think right now potentially a good long-term hold. It's also a stock that I will be looking at and in terms of my investment as a swing trade, and I'm going to be looking at a price target close to the $250. Finally, let's now have a look at the latest updates for MMTLP. So the first shout out here to Scipio X, who's posted with regard to one of the FOIAs just been denied, and he states here they are forcing us to use legal action to get the SEC correspondence. And obviously we know that FINRA and the SEC regard themselves as SROs with a certain degree of immunity. So next shout out here is to George Polikaros, and a response to him from Ramiz Jamali. And what Ramiz has stated is he's not invested in MMTLP, but apparently he knows big money is coming in for shareholders and things will turn around big time. But what I think is interesting, what he states is mostly for MMTLP in a very short time. So I'm not sure if there's going to be any truth in that, but that's what he's responded to George. And another post from George I'd like to share with you is with regard to the CEO of Virtue Financial, Doug Siff. You remember George has also shared legal action against the CEO of Virtue Financial, and they were allegedly one of the market makers, we could say, behind some of the nefarious activities behind MMTLP. But what he has stated is after 2 years of efficiently intermediating between you and the price you actually deserve, the great Doug is retiring as the CEO of Virtue Financial, aged 59 years. He called VIRT as a liquidity provider while internalizing your dark trades in a proprietary warehouse dark pool. And obviously he was allegedly, should we say, what George is saying, blessed by FINRA. And in what we can also say in the press conference, it states here from Virtue that this was a strategic decision, and it's clear how comforting that may well be. But obviously there are allegations that he may also have been pushed, so we will have to wait and see. Next shout out is to Dan Harris, who stated he's left a message with a staff member and Representative Scott Fitzgerald, who is rumoured to have been given the blue sheets for MMTLP, and we will wait for their response. Now I'd like to give a shout out to Ryan Sheridan NP, and Ryan Sheridan was also featured on the show of he was featured on the show of Rob Carter. So in his post, what Ryan is basically stating with regard to MMTLP, it was halted, he states, at $2.96, and he also states we have no answers, we have no justice, and he is actually running for Congress to drag this type of corruption into the light. And what he's basically saying is he won't protect Wall Street, he's going to be back for you, and he's asking you to chip in that closing price, $2.96, join the fight, or if you wish, you can 10x that price, fuel the fight for $29.60 donation, or you can 100x that closing price of $2.96, what he is calling, and shake the system. He believes make it monthly for him, and every dollar will count, and he wants you also to make this go viral. And the campaign is powered by you, the people, not Wall Street. So let's have a look at some responses to him. And what Alpha stated is Charles Schwab has to $2.96 donation and tell them I approved it. Go into your campaign. If they claim they don't have my shares, tell them to prove it by providing you with their blue sheets. Copy and Paste also believes Congress is not going to help, but I think as far as I'm concerned, they may or may not help, but that obviously doesn't matter in terms of us and not giving up, and obviously continuing to push the Congress line, and as well as that, continuing to push the legal angles on this. And finally, if you would like to get a copy of our weekly watches with our daily stock alerts, join us in the challenge. Details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.